Becoming a fearless speaker can make you fulfilled and accomplished as a person. Hi, my name is Chris Aniche, an award-winning speaker, coach, lawyer, CEO of SS Public Speaking Academy, and I'm also the author of the book, The Fearless Public Speaking: How to Become Confident and Eloquent Speaker. I will, in the next 7 weeks, discuss some of my tips and tricks as contained in my book on how to become effective and a confident communicator. This book is a synthesis of years of experience, courtroom trials, failures, success, and the right approach on how you can overcome your fear of speaking in public and how you can become an effective speaker through my tried and tested approach. I'll be discussing my first chapter of my book, The Fearless Public Speaking: How to Become Confident and an Eloquent Speaker. According to Robert Moment, fear of public speaking can be overcome with effective public speaking tips, skills, and strategies. Absolutely right. Public speaking fear can be overcome with strategies and tips like what I teach in my book. Many great speakers you listen to were not born with public speaking journey. Many struggled with initially stage fright. For me, I suffered from severe fear of public speaking because I was told by a teacher growing up that I was not good enough. And I was also bullied, laughed at because I had speech impediment, which was always a source of humor for my friends and even my family members. The fear of public speaking was like a shadow that followed me everywhere I went, even after I became a lawyer. This shadow still followed me because, despite my schoolings and training, I still lacked so much self-confidence in myself. My story of success is drawn from a boatloads of failures with public speaking, and that was the inspiration for this, my book. I hope this video will inspire you to get over the challenges and overcome your own fear of speaking. In the words of Ralph Waldo Emerson, he once stated that all the great speakers were bad speakers at first. And that is true. I agree with him that most of all of the amazing speakers we see today were not all that good at first. When learning to speak in public, you need to exercise more patience with the process, because if you do not, you would not at the end of the day attain the confidence or eloquence you crave or you seek for. This book is divided into 7 chapters. The first chapter of the book is Finding the Why in Public Speaking. The second chapter is Stage Fright and How to Handle It Like a Boss. Chapter 3 is From Fright to Might, Converting Your Fear to Stage Might. Chapter 4 is How You Prepare for the Stage. Stage 5 or Chapter 5 is When You're on the Stage. Chapter 6, The Perfect Poise, How to Remain Unshaken Amidst the Spotlight. And Chapter 7, Conclude Like a Champ. I'm sure you know that speaking in public requires not only the power of oratorical brilliance, but the skills and the flair for the message delivery. Standing in front of a crowd is one thing. Delivering the message is another. Do you know that people speak for a myriad of reasons, which range from informative, educative, persuasive, and entertainment purposes, and this can be done on and off the stage? While there are no one way to deliver a message, a good public speaker must master his or her own craft before standing in front of an audience. We must learn how to speak fearlessly through assertive communication style. As a fearless and confident public speaker, getting people to understand your message is vital. Your communication style should not be aggressive. It should not be passive. Your message should be direct, clear, and spoken with without fear of favor. If you want to be a master in the game, perfecting your communication technique is something you need to develop consciously. Remember the words of Warren Buffett. If you cannot communicate and talk to other people and get across your ideas, you're giving up your potentials. So, to become a seasoned public speaker, there are different stages people go through, reaching a rousing conclusion. I created the public speaking system, which is in this book, to help you define your fears and go through the steps in full confidence. The fearless public speaking will take you on a practical journey with public speaking to giving a robust conclusion anytime you have an audience before you. You will no longer be afraid to speak with conviction and confidence. Your fear of public speaking will no longer hold you back as you will triumph. This even reminds me of the quotation of Jerry Seinfeld, who once commented, according to most studies, people's number one fear is public speaking. Number two is death. Death? Number two? Does that sound right? That means to the average person, if you go to a funeral, you're better off in the casket than doing the eulogy. With this book, Fearless Public Speaking, you will no longer be afraid to speak in public and have your voice heard. This book will give you the courage and the conviction of our tried and tested step, how to overcome your fear of public speaking. Soon you'll find out the next time you speak, you'll be able to deliver an amazing presentation whenever you speak again in public. This book will also teach you steps to help you get wrapped up in your message that you no longer concern with yourself. As Lady Beth Johnson once stated, the way you overcome shyness is to become so wrapped up in something that you forget to be afraid. We can guarantee you become so wrapped up in the process of becoming effective and an eloquent speaker. Now, coming to chapter 1, which is on why public speaking. This chapter discusses why we need to acquire the skills of speaking in public and the reason it is important we attain the skill. Gerald R. Ford once stated, "If I went back to college again, I'll concentrate on two areas: learning to write and to speak before an audience. Nothing in life is more important than the ability to communicate effectively." I certainly will agree with him. In addition to what he has said, these are my 5 whys of public speaking. That is the reason why you need to improve your public speaking skills. Number 1, speaking improves your self-confidence. Many people struggle with public speaking because they lack confidence, but something done consistently over time brings about the improvement and permanence which this book will give you. And when you learn how to speak fearlessly, you will become bold and you become ready to take on the world, owning your opinions. The more you speak and you share your thoughts, the higher your confidence level will grow. 2, speaking brings brand visibility. A brand is your identity. It is the silent yet loud attribute the public recognizes. A brand is the trademark, your persona, your public face, or the being public interacts with. When you learn to speak effectively in public, you increase your visibility and your brand. 3, speaking helps you move up the ladder. Yes, one of the greatest skills employers like to see in their employees is the ability to communicate effectively. If you got this skill, moving up the ladder would not be problematic for you. 4, public speaking is one of the greatest or highest paying profession. Ask speakers like Tony Robbins, my friend Les Brown, who could make up to £200,000 for just 60-minute speech. So next week we'll be discussing stage fright, or the fear of public speaking, and how to overcome it through our simple yet effective process. Thank you, and I hope you enjoyed this. My name is Christopher Aniche, the author of this book, Fearless Public Speaking: How to Become Confident and an Eloquent Speaker. Thank you. Next week, you'll be getting the next chapter.